Curtis Armstrong, good morning.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good, sir. How are you today?
Oh, very well, thank you. It's nice to be talking to my old alma mater.
You were a Wildcat?
Well, not really, but I feel like it because we shot Revenge of the Nerds there in Tucson, Arizona. So I sometimes feel like it's my alma mater.
I did not know that.
We filmed Revenge of the Nerds at the University of Arizona.
Did you take over an actual fraternity? What was it before Lambda, Lambda, Lambda?
Well, we actually shot all of the interior stuff out at Old Tucson, but the exteriors were all done at U of A. I mean, if you look at the movie, I'm sure you'll recognize a lot of the areas there, the gym and all those places. It's all University of Arizona.
U of A, also known as Adams College. My mind is just like exploding internally right now. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch the movie now. That's awesome, man.
Yes, that's right. As a matter of fact, my character, Booger, his actual name was Dudley Dawson, and we named him after the then president of University of Arizona, who was trying to get us to change the script. He didn't like the script, and he felt that it was offensive, and he was such a bother to us that they gave his name to Booger.
Does the president of a university, though, on location really have any say, though, in a Hollywood movie?
Well, I don't think so. But, we were trying to be nice. I mean, they were being very nice to us, really. And, we were trying to be polite, but I think he was not to be blamed. I think he got, as you might say, an early version of the script with some of the more extreme things excised.
Oh, okay.
And it is possible that somebody gave him an actual shooting script, which was a little different, and he got kind of upset. And so if you think of it in that way, you can sort of see how he might have had reason. We can say goodbye to it all now. It was a long time ago.
Right.
But I have very fond memories of Tucson.
Now, with the King of the Nerd show on TBS, season finale tomorrow night, Friday night, you co-host with Robert Carradine. Who in your opinion, is the bigger nerd in real life, you or Robert?
Oh, me, definitely. Robert, if you ask Robert, he's had to try to sort of really dig into his past to find the nerd gene. He was kind of nerdy, but his main nerd thing was model airplanes. He used to build model airplanes, and in fact, when we were in Tucson and we were shooting the show, he was building this highly intricate model airplane in his hotel room the whole time we were there, just as something to do. I, on the other hand, am a nerd in so many areas and am so hopelessly nerdy when it comes to some things that I qualify unquestionably more than he does.
What's one of your favorite things to nerd out about?
Oh gosh, it's my main one is I tend to be a book nerd. When you talk about old school nerds, I tend to go back really old school, a pre-digital nerd. I am a serious book collector. I'm also a Sherlockian. I'm devoted to the writings of Sherlock Holmes. I am a Trekkie. I've got a lot of, I'm a Beatles obsessive. I collect music, all kinds of different things. I not a lot of I don't game, and I don't do any gaming. I don't do, some of comic books that never particularly interested me. Those kinds of things, or Dungeons and Dragons, or any of the role-playing games. I was never into any of that. But, classic film, like old silent movies, early, movies from the 20s through the 40s, especially horror, classic horror, science fiction. I geek out on all of those things.
So now, since you are a real-life nerd, are you flying high on the fact that nerds have now become sexy and it's the new trend?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, some of them, nerds are a wide enough variety of people that, I don't know that they're all sexy any more than all people are sexy. There are sexy people and not sexy people, and there are sexy nerds and not sexy nerds.
Come on, Curtis, just own up to being a sex icon.
I couldn't do that on a bet. But I would. I mean, there are sexy nerds of both genders. I mean, we've got some pretty good-looking men and women on our show. So it happens. It happens like everything everywhere. People are what they are. But it is gratifying more that they've become so much an essential part of our culture, and their culture has become so much a part of modern popular culture that they're almost not seen as nerds anymore, which is it's a great thing in some ways. In other ways, I suppose you could say there's a danger of us losing some of that nerd culture because it ceases to be outside anymore. It's becoming so much Comic-Cons and all those things, becoming so much part of everyone's experience. So it's very gratifying that people aren't condemned for their passions anymore.
I know you probably get a lot of praise, obviously, and gratitude for Revenge of the Nerds, and the message that sent. I want to thank you as a radio nerd for your role as Jerry Thunder on that '70s show. I don't remember much of that show, but I can remember, you're in the dark room, it's all blacked out, and you're doing the voice, and you got and then you come out and it's you, and that is, I mean, that's radio to the T. No one ever looks how they sound, and it was just like, oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. A friend of mine was then running that show, and that was how that happened. They thought it would be a funny gag to do the sort of Barry White voice on the old FM adult oriented rock voice, and then have it be this troll coming out, and it's Curtis Armstrong. So that was fun.
Would you be willing to give us a little Jerry Thunder throwing a promo for King of the Nerds on TBS?
I don't even remember what the voice was. It was so long ago, but I could always give it a try.
Yeah, give us your best campy radio voice.
Well, okay, there's a couple of campy radio voices. There's the energetic one, and there's the late night one. Which one do you want?
I say let's go late night, because that feels more Jerry Thunder to me.
Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Jerry Thunders talking to you live. I want you to tune in Friday night at 9. TBS, the King of the Nerds. Let's listen to some Barry White.
Wonderful, man. Curtis Armstrong, thank you so much for calling in and for chatting with us today, man. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Nice to talk to you.
Nice talking with you as well, sir. Have a great day.
Bye.